Hi folks, and welcome to another video. Right, what I've got here is 3 radios. There's an interesting story behind 2 of them. 2 of them used to be mine, and believe it or not, I restored them at one time and then sold them, and I've got them back. We'll start with this. This is a Roberts. It's rather sorry looking for itself nowadays. Look at that. Okay, the aerial's fucked, so anyway, that's a Roberts. It's a Roberts shitter. This is a Roberts shitter from the 1980s, this thing. This is a model R800. Yes, it's definitely a shitter. And even if it was mint, it would still be a shitter. It's by far one of the worst radios Roberts ever made. And it's got a plastic speaker. And I don't care what you radio fixing lads think. In my opinion, it's a shitter. Anyway, there we go. Now we've got that out of the way. Now let's get a power cord. And let's try and find a power cord. I think they all run on 3-pin power cords, these things. That one's falling to bits. But I restored these at one time. But nevertheless, they're still good for spare bits, and we'll see what they do. Do have a power cord somewhere. Here we are. We have a power cord. Do we have a fuse in it? We don't fucking know that, because the reason why we don't know that is because there's no yeah, what we'll do, we'll plug these in, and we're not gonna put them on a variac. I don't see the fucking need to do that. There we are. Just fucking plug them in and turn them on. Nope. Nothing. Absolutely fuck all. I thought there would have at least been something. But mind you, that doesn't seem to fit in there that well. Oh, that's gone in now. Deader than tank tops. That one's dead. And this was another one I restored, which is now in pretty bad nick. It's missing its handle. The front comes off. But I sold these to a friend of mine round the corner. And it has to be said he hasn't looked after them. The aerial's missing. It has to be said he hasn't looked after them. He had this one in his bathroom. I think that's where he had the Roberts as well. Or looks like he had them on a building site. Well, that one just went bump. Right. Wow. Let's get some switch cleaner down there. That's very, very difficult to move. There we go. Well, this one did go bump, so that's power on.
Easter Island. There was a broken down vehicle there. The lane is closed on the entry slip road. There is heavy traffic and lane 1 of 2 is closed there, right here.
Right, so that's right, so that's not working. So it was working on FM, and I would imagine it needs the switches cleaning. I won't be doing that with it, it is spares. But this one looks complete apart from the aerial. This is a Grundig concert boy, and this is not one I've owned before. This is not one of my old ones. But this one looks in pretty good nick. It looks like it will clean up. And does it run on AC? There's my clock, it's still running. Strip me naked and call me fatty. It does run on AC. Right, we don't variac small radios in here. Oh, hang on. There we are.
Years, it would apply to all.
Someone's had a brilliant night. What'd you say?
Like, what?
The best thing I've seen all day.
Long wave.
You died in a before playing
Yeah.
again. You might wait for the time.
Medium wave, yeah. Short wave. It has FM presets on this as well. Don't know how you adjust those. That'll be something. Oh, hang on, yeah, I do. Got little tuning knobs at the back.
He's cracked the code on the safe. And we'll make it even easier. We'll give you 2 of the digits now. They are today 2.
There we are. So just turn it around and show you. This is very 1980s, isn't it?
18 minutes past 5. Classic FM.
That's a Concert Boy 225 GRX41. Made in Korea. And they're the 4 preset tuners on the back there for the FM. So what we'll do, we'll clean this one up, find an aerial for it. I think it might clean up well. And them two, well, you know, I restored them. It's a shame really, because I restored these. It was long before I started doing YouTube videos. I restored these, and they're actually full of nicotine, and they're even sticky. They're full of nicotine. We'll have a look at the R800, see if we can get it going. That one technically just needs the switches cleaning in it, but it's going to be that's for spare parts. The Grundig, I will do that because it's not that it's any value in it, but it's not no value in that, but it's complete apart from the aerial, and I might have an aerial to fit that. So we'll put that to one side as a possible viable. Well, it is viable. This one feels like it might have a fucking battery in it or something. The fucking thing weighs a ton. Wonder if he left batteries in this. Because it does, honestly, folks. It weighs a ton. And I can't remember how you get into this for take the batteries out. If you take this screw out here, I think this was a long-winded approach to getting your batteries out, though. But you did. You took the batteries. You took this screw out. I'm certain you did. And then you slid the whole thing off. Bloody hell. Let's see if we can move it. That is gummed up to fuck. Yeah, it does say open that way. But opening that's going to be another problem, isn't it? But it does. I wonder if it will just clip off, because it is. It's got soap and everything in it. It's disgusting. But I've got a feeling he left batteries in this. There we are. We're moving. Because it weighs a ton. Weighs a lot more than I last remember. No, you don't take that screw out. Alright, I'm not bothered about this because it's not being restored. It's see, hell, it does slide off. Blimey. Yeah, looks like some battery's been left in it. Jesus. Do I really want to? I don't really, but yeah, there's corroded batteries in it. I'm not going to push that back on having that shit all over my bench. Or take that apart outside. You left corroded batteries in it. Right, let's have a look at this. There's no batteries in this. He was too tight to buy a PP9. Take the fucking aerial out. Yeah, he's too tight, my mate, to buy a PP9, so there won't be a fucking rotten PP9 in this. But what we'll do, we'll have a look and see why it doesn't work. I mean, let's face it. That's it. That's the fucking bottom off, so why ain't it hooking out? Come on. Oh. You put your finger in the hole and pull it, but it still don't want to give up the ghost. That's it. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, the cabinet's come apart. But the fuse is not blown. So I fail to understand why this didn't fire up. Let's get on the power supply. Get on the power supply and give it 9 volts. Oh, pardon me. I'm full of wind. I'm full of shit. Yeah, you all know me. Right, so we want to connect black to there. And the red to there. Turn that down to 9 volts. hit the oh, it's completely dead. It's not even, I don't even think it's drawing any current. Let's just turn it on and off. No, not as you notice. Right. So no current being drawn. So let's see. I mean, it's a shame really, because it's a shame really, folks, because when I restored this I did a really nice job. There's pictures of this radio. The speaker's dislodged. It's a plastic speaker in this, that's why, there we are, look at that. The speaker's all ripped. It's a plastic speaker in this, that's why I say it's the worst Roberts that Roberts ever made. And you know, it might offend a few people when I say that, but to be perfectly honest, I'm not fucking arsed. It wasn't crap. I mean, a plastic fucking speaker, what fucking good's a plastic fucking speaker? You know, they were just cheapening out, you see, making shit really. So let's see what the issue is. I know what most of you are thinking. It's probably caps. Yeah, and to a point it could be. Right, this connects to the transformer there. That's your power supply there for your AC. So we'll disconnect that. Don't need that. And these ones here. Right, where's the battery terminals? They fucking get left behind, don't they? This wire here. Oh yeah, battery plus and battery negative. There to DIN socket, left and L and K. There to the DIN socket. So that must be something fucking else, right? Well, we've got the piece of shit out of the fucking cabinet anyway. Let's get that out of the way. Right. So basically, way to start with these things, there we are, to clean the switches. I mean, this thing, let's just check for capacitors, because now what we'll do now, we'll put some voltage, we'll give it some voltage. We'll give it some voltage, and we'll see if it's doing anything. See if anything's going in. So, want to clip to battery minus, which is that one, and B plus, battery plus, which is that one. Now Make sure the volume's down so if it comes on I don't jump out my fucking chair. That was the tone. That was fucking cleaning. Where's the volume? That's the volume. Which just turns all round. It's basically fucking running. Push that back on. I think the volume control's fucked. So what we'll do, that's all loose. So, well, I'll tell you what, let's, before we go any further, let's get this volume control sorted out. I mean, I'm not too bothered about this radio, it's, you know, it's, right. Hello? Hello? Who's that? Right, this has to come out, and I think to get that out you have to let's pull the top of the button off. Because this has to slide off, if I remember rightly. Mind you, can I get into there without taking all that lot out? Yeah. No, just... yeah. See, we can repair the volume control to start with and just get it down. Yeah, if I don't get this going, I might have to get hold of the technological genius. Yeah. You might be getting a call, technological genius. So yeah, let's have a look at this volume control. Let's see if we can at least sort this out. Because it ain't gonna turn up with that in that condition. Alright, so let's open this because it's falling apart. So pull that off and get it all clean while I'm in here. Assuming it's not been the control hasn't been completely destroyed. Right. So basically, it's had a bit of a whack because these are still pushed down. So it's had a bit of a whack. Yeah. Right, so let's take the control apart. Well, luckily the control looks in one piece. The wiper looks in one piece. So what we'll do, we'll just give this a wipe. This is really cheap. Let's get some switch cleaner and clean the contact area of the potentiometer. See, there might even be hope for this yet, you know, you never know. I've known stranger things. I've known things. Yeah, it's dirty that, but there we go. Just give that shaft a clean. Right. Bend them out a little bit. There we go, so they get better contact, but not too much, obviously. Right. Next one. Right, and see where this goes so that we can set it in the correct position. I think there. I think just get this fucking grey wire out of the way. That should be on the other fucking side. Get it out of the way. Right, so because I don't know which way it came apart, I mean, really, there's only one way it can go in, isn't there? And that doesn't go across there. What we'll do, we'll put it there. Put that way, because that's the way it goes. Now what we'll do, we'll press that, we'll get the other plate, move that fucking grey wire because it's been a fucking nuisance. The grey wire's been a real pain. Put this one in. Right, now what we'll do is we will bend these back over, and see if we can get this turd to work. I mean, when I restored this many years ago, we're going back to the mid-2000s when I restored this, and I sold it, like I say, to my friend round the corner. He wanted a radio, but saying that, he wanted a radio to use, you know, so I knew it wasn't going to last. I knew, well, he's had it a good few years. He's had this since about, what, about 2006, 2007 I sold him this. So, you know, we'll use the cheap plastic speaker, even though it's got a hole in it. I don't know how it got a hole in the speaker, but it's got one. Right, so now let's see. Let's give it a little bit of power at a time. Nothing. Let's get the meter. We're not going to mess about with the signal tracer just yet. We're not, because we want to see if the set's actually getting power. So we'll stick the negative in there. and we'll stick the positive on there, see if we're getting the voltage coming in. Here we're getting 6 volts. So I want to turn it up a bit. 9 volts. So we're getting 9 volts. Anything in that speaker? No, I don't think there is. See, we're getting the AC into that speaker, I doubt it. No, there's no current being drawn. Let's see if we're getting any. Hang on. We're getting 5 volts on that chip. We're getting 5 volts to pin one of that chip. Four volts there. 1.3 there. Getting 5 volts there. I think this is the audio output stage here, so we should get, let's just move this plus wire, so that, move it so I can get to the transistors. There we are. So we're getting So we're getting 5 volts there. Let's see, we should get 9 here. Oh, we're getting 5. Four there as well. So make sure we're getting full 9 volts. Yeah. So let's just whip the power down a minute while I whip the board upside down, which means I'll probably have to find another ground point. Well, not for there I won't, we can clip that ground back onto that, but so make sure that everything's out of the way it can short out. Right, get our pot noodle tub, there we go. Now, just need to find somewhere to put a fucking ground on here. I've got a clip somewhere, but I don't know where the fuck it is. You never find them when you want them. Right, let me see if I can. We've got a wire there, that's to the FM, that's to the FM aerial, that's to the... Oh no, it's not. No, it ain't. That's to the headphone socket. So I wonder if that's why we're getting nothing. It's coming from the headphone socket. And I presume we've got a hole there, hole there. I wonder, just strip this insulation off. I wonder if the reason why we're getting nothing is because right, that's ground there. Right, so that's that fucking yellow. Go through that fucking hole there. So I wonder. Turn it back on. Oops, we're going too high. There. Turn that down a minute because I need the volume control. There we go, let's turn it back up. Well, my volume control works.
Encrypt your data. Waiting parents to take on that role.
There must be some parents who come with those skills. I'm sort of surprised that, you know, in a lot of the schools you can't find a parent who's, if you like, in their day job even perhaps has to master kind of.
Well, that was when it dies down. Well, that was an easy fault to find, wasn't it, folks? How about that one, eh? And just when I thought I was going to need the technological genius, obviously I didn't. But, you know, you never know when you need him. But obviously on this occasion I didn't. But there we go. I'll just have to solder that wire on. And Bob's your uncle. Fancy ran it. And, no, I've got it all mixed up. Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and fucking Slim Dick's your nephew. Oh, my fucking thing's gone flat. Flatter than a witch's tit. Let's plug that in so it can charge up. My doofer's gone flat. My fucking radio controlled tripod. It's gone flatter than a witch's tit. Right. So, basically, if anybody's got a good case for it, a good cabinet for this, I might even try and clean it up again. I mean, try and restore it the second time round. But, you know, you have to ask yourself a question, do you really want to, and is it a radio that's really worth restoring? I mean, if somebody's got a really nice cabinet and they want a mint chassis, they want a good working chassis, then let me know. I'll donate it. But I can't see me wanting to do much with it. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I like nickel speakers in my radios, but that was the problem. It was just that wire. And it just shows you, doesn't it? I mean, I thought it was the FM aerial wire, but it wasn't. It was the wire from the headphone socket. I mean, my current meter, it doesn't really show. If it's drawing milliamps, it doesn't show it because it's a meter. It's an analog meter. And this power supply I've got here, it's actually a 25 amp power supply. It's made for amateur radio use. But I have got one that runs at 2 amp. 2 amp with a 3 amp surge that does have a digital display. So I do want to replace it with that at some point. I was gonna lend it Steve yesterday because I thought he was after a power supply, so I was gonna lend it to Steve, but he didn't need it, so I'm going to leave that there, folks, because what else can I do? Solder that wire on. We've got a working Roberts, if you like, and put the volume control back on. So if anybody, like I say, you know, if anybody wants, you know, if anybody wants this chassis, then send me a message, and if someone's got a nice cabinet, I'll gladly donate it. You can have a whole fucking lot for me. You know, it cost me nothing. I can't see any value in it. I mean, yeah, okay, there's a few spares, but you know, yeah, nothing that I want to do. Anyway, I'll catch you later, folks. Bye for now.